So what we're hoping to go over today is the changes that are in what we call Path to Agility Release 2.5, moving from 2.4 to 2.5. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to go over just high level, kind of the big things that moved around. All right, so let's zoom in here a little bit. There was three main themes that we ended up aligning to, and one of them was trying to get more kind of like org strategy capabilities in place, because as y'all know, when we get into, or we're working with our organizations, our leaders, one of the things that might be in the way is there's not even a clear, we talk about compelling purpose for change. There might not even be a clear, compelling purpose for the organization, a clear vision for the organization, clear objectives for the organization. And that might be part in our way, not only for the compelling reason to get better, if we're not even aligned about what are we trying to be, but also that could be in the way of clarity of product vision if we don't even have organizational vision, right? So there's definitely some dependencies out of that. So what ended up happening is we decided to keep compelling purpose as the agile outcome, but take the three capabilities that were specific to change and make those one. So urgency created, guiding vision, clear objectives. Those three capabilities are now urgency to change. So they're just one capability around urgency to change. So compelling purpose for change is really now the capability, when it was kind of the whole agile outcome before. But then we've expanded compelling purpose to include organizational vision and organizational objectives. The second thing that we did is around portfolio and looking at, lean portfolio management, or you could talk about it of strategic product planning, that level of thing. We decided to keep the same agile outcome of ability to focus, but we then expanded the portfolio capabilities underneath that. So portfolio sequencing, while a lot of the language got enhanced, but the big shifts were adding portfolio funding, adding portfolio forecasting. Pull-based flow is really now a sub-element of portfolio visibility. The last thing at the organizational level is that we ended up merging two capabilities, one that was in Accelerate and one that was in Adapt. So adaptive long-term forecasting that was under Decision Agility in Accelerate, we actually felt like was really more of an Adapt kind of capability, and we combined, and there was some overlap with Financial Agility. So we merged those two to become, the longest capability name that we have. So we set a new record. I don't know that that's a good thing, so we'll probably end up refining over time, but adaptive long-term forecasting and funding is where we're at right now as far as that name and that capability. Okay, so that's all the org level changes. There's lots of little like tweaks of language or those kinds of things throughout, but those are the big shifts at the org level. Then the system level here of predict. So we did a lot. The third thing that we did was took a kind of like refinement lens to predict system and predict team, to say, are there opportunities to enhance, to make something more concise, to maybe reduce some duplication in some cases. And we hadn't given that kind of predict system and team much love in a while. So we put some energy into that. And that basically boiled down to, at a high level, that multi-team, we had three agile outcomes at the P2A in P2A 2.5 at Predict and System. That has now been reduced to two. So we simplified that a little bit. But we also found there was some duplication, like stable teams and multi-team stability. were pretty similar. So we merged those into one capability. Multi-team synchronization is now nested up underneath complexity reduced. Delivery is now up under ability to forecast. And then underneath these, lots of different wording improvements and refinements. In some cases, I think there was one where we had like one capability that only had one acceptance criteria or something like that. And, like that's just not enough. So we kind of fleshed that out a little bit more to make that better. And then the not major overhaul at the team level, but again, I think every one of these capabilities, got refined. And one of those was just kind of moving from velocity term to a throughput term on the capability itself. So those are all the big changes from 2.4 to 2.5. So we definitely, I'm sure all of y'all are seeing, more emphasis in the market, more awareness, more engagement of organizations starting to talk about that strategic level. And we thought before this, we had some things, but they were a little light and we wanted to strengthen that up. And so 2.5 does that and connects to the work we did in 2.4, right, around product value management and products defined, right? So we kind of knew we were headed in that direction. We did the align stuff, we did the learn stuff at the product, kind of system level, which then feeds into the portfolio level. And then the other element that feeds into the portfolio level would be the organizational purpose stuff feeds into that as well. It just kind of feeds via products defined product value management back up to ability to focus.